Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and dale to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Da-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie.
Good evening, friends. I didn't have a mustache to twirl evilly, so I did that instead. Welcome to Nat 21 Adventures monthly Patreon Saints game Escape from Jarl Island Part 9. This one's titled Mutiny and Sacrifice. Tonight we give you more adventure on the high seas in the southern Scandinavian corner of Earth instead of a recap tonight, like we usually do in previous episodes. I'd like to review with you all of the important information that our players have gathered so far on our adventure. There's a reason for this. We are sort of entering the final act of our adventure here, and I just want to make sure everyone has everything they need to move forward. I'll do it quickly. So, our adventurers have now recovered the following 6 treasure chests on the following island that correspond with 6 of the 7 ships that once made up Jarlhawk's fleet. Aggression on Jarl Island, where we met Sigrid that very first game. Malice on the Weeping Lady with that creepy temple and the goat sacrifice and the lady. Anyway, Rancor on Sorrow Reef, that was with the 3 stone giants. Glory on the Silver Atoll, that's where you met Decius and have not stopped listening to his monologues the entire time. Valor on Njord's Scary, that was that turtleback gang that everybody just died. They just killed them. That was very funny. Pride, which was the most recent one you found on Putstone Island with that giant turtle, dragon turtle. Yeah. And the curse, all that. They have also encountered the Silver Atoll, which is the island of tribal minotaurs led by Decius, who the minotaurs themselves claim to have begun their settlement when the late Ravius, that's that shipwright, who, well, yeah, I agree. That's Decius's father, remember we found that one out, was gifted the land from Jarl Hawk as thanks for help in creating the Wolfpack's Viking Empire. And this is that story of Jarl Hawk that you have sort of pieced together, or at least found some information on over the last few episodes in the campaign. 50 years ago, there was a fleet of 7 ships called the Wolfpack. Its head was Jarl Hawk, who captained the flagship named the Wolf's Creed. He had a right hand named Ivar Hafsen, who we discovered is Sigrid's grandfather. That's how she came upon the journal. I think a couple of you might have been missing that one. So we did find that out. That's how she knew where to find that map in the tavern, all that stuff. Hawk also had a wife, Anja, who was once a priestess and presided over the temple on the Weeping Lady. Remember, we met one of her acolytes. Remember, she was an old lady and she was doing weird things with the goat. It was weird. Somewhere along the line, a great mutiny occurred. The ghost of some of Hawk's loyal sailors, including that of little Sibby, remember the original owner of Sammy, who now is the grandfather of a pack of Sammy birds. They recall seeing Ivar murder Hawk while the 2 of them escaped the mutiny on a dinghy. There were also 3 visions of the pool with the stone giants. We saw Jarl Hawk freeing shipwright Ravius from chains alongside with some of the others. Anja making a creepy sacrifice, another goat sacrifice, alongside another ship captain in the Wolfpack named Stengen, and little Sibby being violently hoisted over the rails by a very mad Jarl Hawk as though intending to kill him. There were some small clues. I'm almost done, I promise. Some small clues along the journey. This is important for tonight. The book of shipbuilding that belonged to shipwright Ravius, Decius' father. The war room belonging to Jarl Hanahari, one of the captains of one of the ships, and the fang that was carved above that cave we encountered on the last game, where that turtle dragon lived, had a curse on it. Our adventurers have set sail yet again to continue their search for more gold and for more answers. Boy, that was a lot. Didn't intend for it to be that long. But first, as always, let's roll that Nat 21 footage. Let's welcome in our players for this evening. How is everyone's Thursday night going? How's everyone's November going?
Busy today.
Yeah. We are in the thick of Ren Fair season. It's just coming to a close, sort of, but not quite there yet. I breathe. I was trying to get through it. I'm so excited to play. Oh, you pry yourself away from the chat. I'm just seeing these now. Hi. Oh, hi, Johnny O is here. Quad Kevin is here. Hello. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just ready to jump right into this. I'm so excited. All right. So you have been traveling ever since you broke that curse, saved that turtle, learned some more information. You also looked through that ship. There's a lot of clues that I did not include in this opening, but this is just kind of what we need at the moment. You have been sailing toward that island that is unlabeled. You don't have a name. You could barely figure out north, south, east, west on it. You managed to sort through it, and you are currently sailing toward that island. It is a bit farther away than the others, so it's taking you a lot longer, probably a full 24 hours to get there at this point. But when you do get there, your boat pulls up alongside a lush hill. It's a pretty big
Boats.
island.
Boats.
Boats, correct. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention, yes, there are very few of you to be, but you're making, they're not super big. But yes, that's right, boats. They pull alongside a lush hill and slide into the sandy gap between two rows of coconut trees. It's very lush, very green island. The island in front of you is massive. It is brimming with life and noise, and there are seagulls that hover overhead. You can hear monkeys in the distance, which, oh, those poor monkeys. I already feel bad for them. And you do see tall cliffs are sort of rising above the greenery. The whole area before you is thick with vegetation. There are a lot of coconut trees, but there is a small sandy path leading you onward. And yes, there we go. Good.
All right. So I'm assuming I would have passed day that we've been underway. Useless has gotten themselves fully healed back up again.
Yes, but is probably not too keen on leaving the ship unless she knows that it's okay. Like, it's gonna let you guys go first. Just check it out. Check it out. I'll wait for you over here. Decius, why don't you go? I'll be fine. Go.
You
Decius,
sure
go.
you want to stay on the ship? We could, leave Simba and Nala behind with you, or maybe Beverly.
How about I walk behind you a bit? You can go first. I just imagine the lions are like, no.
Wait, maybe Beverly just wants to Netflix and chill.
I've had enough of chill. I think I'll go with you. I heard some monkeys. They could be fun.
Yes. I'm about out of jerky too. I need to get some more for Sammy Bird.
No, we should feed the Sammy birds. That's true. We should do that. Go ahead. I'll follow you.
And away we go.
Follow the path.
Follow the path. The path winds a bit, not too far. And when you get through sort of that really thick thicket of trees, you do see that before you get there, you hear a little bit of scuttling and snapping. And you see
really?
a terrible graphic.
I have no idea what that sound is.
A terrible graphic. I'm telling you now. I know it's a terrible graphic. This is the best way I can convey this information to you at home. Let me set the scene. There are 7, from what you can see at least, giant coconut crabs. Now, this is not to scale. This is just to sort of give you guys an idea. And there is behind them a big, what looks like a drawbridge door wedged between the 2 cliff faces. I guess that path had led you through 2 cliffs, but there is about a 20-foot high, 9-foot across drawbridge door. There is a chain pulley system connecting the door to a metal plate on the ground. You can't quite see it very well from where you are. I know you can kind of see this like top-down view from here, but from where you are standing, you just sort of see this like shiny metal plate on the ground, a drawbridge door, and a bunch of giant coconut crabs. Just I will demonstrate. Just me, back and forth.
Well, this is not what I expected to find on this path.
Oi, Druid. What's the crab say?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Why don't I cast Speak with Animals and we'll find out.
Okay. clarification. Speak animals. Are you aiming for one of the crabs specifically?
It is beasts for the duration.
It's
Beasts.
cast on self.
Yep. For 10 minutes,
Understood.
I can talk to any beast.
Understood. Okay, because just there's a bunch. There's that wasn't to scale. They are like 75 feet away from each other this way, 25 feet away from each other this way. All right. Great. Yeah. So I feel like a crab is just, and I'm not going to do it live because that's a terrible idea. I just imagine you're speaking English, but just like Sebastian the crab. You just sound like Sebastian when you're talking. My brain, that's crab
Please don't make me
language.
try that.
No, I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna do it either. I just in my brain. I just want everyone to know that that's crab. Yeah, they could be. You can make crab jerky, I suppose. But yes, go on.
Hey, things could go south.
I say, ahoy, crustaceans.
I just made myself laugh. Give me a second. As it was coming out of my mouth, I realized it's the noise that I'm making, and I just want you to know I know what it sounds like. But if you in the comments want to name what on earth I'm about to do, you're my people. Meat,
We need content.
meat. Nope, not allowed through. Meat, not allowed through. Meat.
Not allowed through. Oh, that's unfortunate. Who says so?
Meat. Never through. Not allowed. Never allowed through. Nope.
You seem to be under some sort of control. Do you need help?
Meat. No help. We don't let through. My father, not let through. Grandfather, not let through. His father, not let through. Our spot.
Your spot. Jarl Hawk let through?
No person through.
No person.
Coconut crabs are not going to have a very long lifespan. If that makes sense.
Especially if they're bothersome.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Traylon? What are they saying?
They're not seemingly very intelligent. They're just repeating no let through.
Why?
There's not a why. Not getting anything useful out of these things at all. So what I'm thinking is, why don't I just wash them into the ocean? How big are these things in height? How tall are they?
They are, and I got it down here. Hang on. They are 6 feet tall each.
Oh, they're only 6 feet tall? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is so easy. So
How close do you have to be to the ocean to wash them into it?
how far away from water are we? Any
You have
kind of water.
walked a considerable distance. I mean, not like a whole mile, but you've definitely walked through. You are not close to the water. How close do you have to be? If it's more than
10-minute
you're
walk?
more than a 10-minute walk. Ooh, 20
Or
minutes
10-minute
is about
run, as it might be,
15
if
minute
I needed
run.
to.
Okay, I will allow the 15-minute run because that would be less than a mile. You're less than a mile in. I didn't specify specifically. You were way more than 100 feet. You're probably more than 500 feet.
Mhm.
I was calculating it about like half a mile, maybe just 3/4 of a mile. Okay,
So,
yeah, that's definitely a 15-minute run.
Here's my thoughts here, Agrax. Let's walk back to any source of water that we found on the way. It doesn't have to necessarily be the ocean. I'll cast control water and bring 100 100-foot cube of water flowing up here with us, and then just wash them away.
Okay.
Well, hell, we're on an island that's beach. We could probably dig up a small little well.
I mean, I could literally probably just pull it up out of the ground if it was close enough.
Come on, bend the water. You know, the
It's quite literally what I'm about to do here is a giant water bending with an amount of water that fills 100-foot cube. And I can move it up to 300 feet in any direction and then cause it to become a flood or a flow. And then just scoop up the crabs in a big pile of water and move the water and they go with it.
This is amazing. You're gonna waterbend. I want to see it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we just got to. I mean, I can try and pull it up out of the ground. If not, then we're gonna have to walk back to the beach.
I would suggest, just for the sake of clarity, that you go get it because you're pretty far on this island, and with the rock faces, there is a chance that there's rock beneath the sand.
Rock beneath us. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's only a 5 or 8 minute walk back to the beach. We'll go back there. We'll get the water, and then rush up here with the water. It'll follow us. I haven't played with this spell yet. I'm really interested to play around with this one.
Let's do it.
I was just looking to see if I had anything that could create water, but no.
Yeah. And why do they even bother?
I have fire and electricity.
Yeah.
You could electrocute the water as you sent it at them. They could have
Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
You could have you could cook the crabs immediately.
Ooh.
Just have a feast.
I mean, it's a level 4 spell, so I can't use my focus for the component. It needs a material component. The material component for this level 4 spell is a drop of water and a pinch of dust. Why?
That's awesome.
Why bother?
Yeah.
It's not like Fireball where it's a pinch of diamond dust, right? No, just
dust.
Water and dust.
Water and dust.
So we'll do that, and I bring this flow of water just kind of lapping.
You said there's
behind us
coconut
as we
trees,
come.
right?
Huh?
There are coconut trees. Yep.
They're coconut trees.
Coconut water to wash away the coconut crabs?
You could.
I could, yeah, I could have it.
I take my trident, toss it up to grab a coconut down off of a tree, crack the thing open, and hand it to Traylon.
Oh, and you got to see this like scene of us walking up this little trail with like the water scene from The Mummy behind us.
That's great.
It's kind of what this looks like right now.
Whew.
So
I hand
up there.
Traylon like, here, water.
I would say yes. Sand would definitely be considered dust. Get a little, just like, it's fine. It's great. All
Here,
right.
now we know how to walk.
And I'll give him the whole "wah" when I get there with the water.
Amazing. So just so you were aware, I'm just going to give you the, because again, this isn't to scale here. Each crab is standing about 20 feet from its neighbor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 80 feet across. So there you go. Or 20, 40. Yeah, it's just about. And the distance between the front row and the back row is 75 feet. And they're kind of scooting around. So just so you're aware, whatever you need for calculations, that is what's
Well, I mean, I can do 100-foot cube. So even if I'm only talking about 20 or 30 feet high of water to float them and carry them off, I could do 100 feet across and a couple 100 feet long.
Okay.
And float them up and then just order the water to go and take them with it.
All right. So they're surfing. They're surfing USA is what's happening. They're not harmed. They're just like, whoa. Do you have your exit, buddy? Righteous.
Coconut water prison jutsu.
You just had Duke into the. Anyway, we're gonna stop. That's fantastic. Yeah, You've sent these very confused crabs meet, just cruising on back to the ocean.
Okay, problem solved. Now we can go through.
All right. So as you approach, just keep swimming. Whee! How do we get to the EAC? You're riding it, dude. I'm sorry. I just watched Finding Nemo like very recently. All right. What you come upon then, as you travel down the what I assume is very damp sand now, you see that there is a metal sheet on the ground. There are holes 8 inches across, just about. That's about their diameter, and they're sitting about a foot apart as indents. Not quite holes. They're like indents in the metal sheet on the ground, and the metal sheet is attached by a chain and pulley system to that big, thick wooden drawbridge door.
So we're going to have to figure out how to get something to pull this chain, huh?
I'm going to pop this back up here while you're talking, just to get a... Sure you got it.
So the plate in the ground is connected to the pulley that lifts the drawbridge.
Yes.
Yeah, we were probably supposed to convince them to drag this plate for us. So let's see. How can we figure out how to move this plate now?
Well, there's holes. Are something supposed to go inside the holes?
I'm thinking maybe their claw.
You can always go get them. You know where they
are. Yeah, we know where they are. We can bring them back. Wow. So that's 100-inch across metal plate. How heavy do we think that thing is?
Like a 10-foot long metal sheet. That's going to be heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to weigh a bit.
Now, I will mention there's a certain number of holes and a certain number of crabs, if that's something that you were thinking about.
It's just noticing that the number of holes match the number of crabs.
Does it?
Looked like it did. 7 and 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It does.
Let's see here. Yeah, investigate.
And the DM reveals nothing.
DM reveals nothing.
I don't want to give everything away. They have to ask questions.
Let's see. Let's see. That might work. Oh, those are only rating a quarter.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to try taking a look at the plate and see, and the contraption, and see what I can figure out.
Okay. Roll an investigation for me, please, and thank you.
That's going to be 10.
Okay. What you already know is the number of them. You can see, it's 10 foot across. It is solid, like iron or steel or something. It's very heavy. Each hole is 8 inches across. And you see that the indents are very round, like circular and indented, almost like soup bowls, maybe is the shape I would describe them as.
How much rope you got?
Whatever the standard length would be.
I've got the same. How many horses do you think we can tie the rope to? because I can summon 8 horses.
Oh my god, you're a living Budweiser commercial.
I can get a team of horses and drag this thing off. We just need to figure out a way to lash this thing up.
Oh my gosh. None of this is like when Paolo just throws his away. Like,
just ruining all the
you said there's holes in the plate. We can run the line through a hole.
So they're more like divots. I was saying hole, they're like, imagine like, I know it's a silly thing to say, they don't look like soup bowls, but imagine like a soup bowl. Indents, divots maybe.
So they're indentations.
That's probably a better way to put it, yeah.
Not holes.
Yeah, I mean, you can't like look down in them. Just like that.
The little cradle spots. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see here. I
mean, it's a metal sheet on the ground. It shouldn't take too much for us to get a hole dug under it. Just wrap it up. Tie off our ropes to a few horses and drag it off and let it pull that chain pulley. I mean, it's kind of probably cheating the puzzle, but either that or go back and fight with some crabs.
If you manage it, you manage it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost our earthbender.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while they were trying to solve this, I just missed my opportunity to say, so I'm going to do it now. You're watching Nat 21 Adventures, and I am my very own Metatron. Yes, folks, she does it all. To learn how to play in future Grand Saints games, visit patreon.com/Nat21Adventures, and stick around because in our real commercial break, I have something super exciting to tell you about our 2024 campaign. You're going to want to play it. I want you to play it. And if you're not going to play it, you're going to want to watch it. Anyway, back to solving a puzzle with rope.
All right, so here we got I got a couple extra spare grappling hooks in my pack.
Ooh,
I'll grab those out. We'll attach them to the rope. I'll Eldritch Blast weld them to the plate, attach them to the horses, and away they go.
Welding, that's a nice trick.
That is my new episode title. It was Mutiny and Sacrifice, but now it is Solving Problems with Rope. Jarl Island Adventure.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it, folks.
And that's for our after hours show, Solving More Problems with Rope. It's a terrible joke, I'm sorry. That is for our top tier Patreon that we've just made today, $100 a month. And we'll do things that will get us censored on the regular channel. Anyway.
So you will use Eldritch Blast, attach weld a couple of grappling hooks to the edge of the plate.
Okay.
While Traylon is summoning his ponies.
Poof. There's now 8 horses here.
That's amazing.
Check off my level 3 spell slot for the horses.
All right.
And we'll tie them up as best we can. I do have the ability to communicate telepathically with them while they're here, so I can make sure that they understand what we're trying to do.
Okay, and then I'm going to ask that you do an athletics check for your
animal handling.
But they're actually animals. That's for when we should have done animal handling to see if the rope stays.
Oh, you don't want him to just wait till you see him use animal handling. I can't wait for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
because you might have missed that in the chat.
Yeah. Well, one thing I can do is since it is just an action and they get to hold that action, I can give every one of these horses guidance. because I have that cantrip. So they each get a bonus D4 to their.
What?
Yeah,
That's
one of my cantrips.
Well, I guess it's just a trailing show today, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Just wait till you see him use animal handling on something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I want it to happen.
So they,
all right.
Let's see. What is this skill? Is a strength?
You need to do an athletics.
I would do athletics or strength, whichever you prefer. I just want to make sure that they're all. This is a very heavy plate, so not knowing specifically what they're capable of, as long as they're.
We got 8 horsepower. Come on.
Yeah, 8 horsepower and.
But you have a bonus D4.
Yep.
So there you go.
So 14.
That's fine. Yeah. I would say you got it. So what happens as your 8 lovely shiny ponies are pulling away? They struggle a bit. It is very heavy, but they do manage to sort of crack the upper corner completely out of the ground where that chain and pulley system is, and in doing so, they completely destroy the chain and pulley system.
Oh no.
But what that does is it leaves a lot of slack on that chain, and now it is free from the metal plate. So it looks as though it's still attached to the pulley system at the top.
Oh.
It's just no longer attached to that metal plate at the bottom.
So we kind of ripped it free of the plate.
Correct. Dented the plate upward, pulled it out of the ground a little bit.
So now attach the rope to the pulley and have the horses pull the pulley.
Good.
Or give it a few tugs ourselves and just see how much weight's behind this thing. I mean, I myself can drag 600 pounds of weight.
Okay. So I think if both of you leaned on it, you might be surprised.
Yeah, let's just give it a good old tug. Yeah, I can lift, push, drag 600 pounds because of my pearl bog trait being half cow.
Let's see.
I guess I should probably do an animal handling check to pull on the chain.
You know, I'm not going to stop you. If the chain's got to open let's just do it.
Oh, dirty 19 on the die, so 26.
One thing out of the really good news about that.
Yes, so I not only get a +7 on animal handling now, anything 9 or less on the die counts as a 10. So my lowest animal handling checks is 17.
Well, that creaky old warped wooden door comes crashing down. And I mean, it like shakes the earth. Sand goes flying. It actually sort of cracks a little around the edges as it hits. And the hinges themselves on the sides almost completely come apart. They are rusted. They are now warped. Some of it has snapped. It's not pretty. It's a gnarly sound. And as the dust settles, and as you've sort of jumped back from this giant door falling in front of you, smashing everything in its path, you are met with a giant Big Daddy coconut crab. This one is twice the size of the other, twice the girth of the other. That is true. He cannot. And oh boy, it's like, oh, I've been waiting my whole life for this. He's not saying it. You can just kind of pick up. That's what he's excited. He's like, yeah. You thought.
Argrax, I'll let you take this one first with the lead.
Okay. I'll just speak with that with myself. Because I too have that. Hail, King Crab. How are you today?
Meet, no, pass. Meet, he's got like a big deep voice. Meet, no, pass, no. Meet, no, pass, no way, no.
But we're just simple travelers passing through.
No, pass through, no. Snip.
Why no pass?
No pass. My family line learned to stop you, and I stop you like my family before me, and their family before them, before and before. And now we stop you. It's my job to stop you. I'm gonna stop.
You mean like your family that just let us pass to come see you now?
No. They're cousins. They're small. They're like miniature poodles, and I am the OG. I see what you did there, Screaming Dragon.
Well, who taught you to not allow pass?
My papa crab. He was King Coconut Crab. Now I King Coconut Crab. Meet. Snap.
Charlene, while I'm talking, if you want to figure out and prep any rituals in advance for something handy, go ahead and feel free to do so while I'm utilizing my 10 minutes of discussion.
This isn't Moana.
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah. And who first taught you?
Papa King Crab say no pass. His papa say no pass.
Who taught the first crab?
I don't know. We always have said no pass. We have not had any passers ever since I was tiny baby crab. You are first. I get you. Snap.
So there's always a first. So obviously we're going to be we're the first ones who are allowed to pass.
No pass. Snap. Even when Jacques is not here, Old Bay is still here. I know.
It's a time to make a crab salad.
Well, Honorable King Crab, I must tell you that we do need to pass through. We are on an epic adventure quest to find treasure and truth. And I would rather not have to hurt you if I can avoid it.
You shall not pass. Snap.
With that, I'll reach into my pouch, grab the 2 pounds of salt that we've collected so far, toss it up in the air at the king crab, and fire a witch bolt at level 4.
You've seasoned the crab before you've attempted. All right. Not Old Bay. I'm sorry I didn't put that in any of the treasure chests. All you got was salt.
Well, I got a little bit of saffron.
That would be good. I believe the ground is damp. They just put, well, maybe not where the crab is standing. All right, go for it. Which bolt? Yeah, okay. What do you got for me?
I'm trying to figure out which dice I want to roll. All right, rainbow die. And roll is a 9, but I have +8 on casting spells.
Okay.
So that's 17. Oh, and I have
Ooh,
advantage,
Oh, hey. Yeah.
which is a 16 plus 8.
Wow. Okay, great. I mean, bad for the crab, but you assaulted him. The puns tonight, guys. It's great. The puns tonight, guys. Great.
All right, so we've got that marked for casting, and now
Oops.
Here,
Hold on a second.
Echo, hang on.
Yep. It was on my end. I fixed it.
that is 4d12 lightning damage
Oh my
for a
God.
total of 24.
Ouch.
Oh, did someone say lightning bolt? I got lightning damage.
All right. So you said 24?
Uh-huh.
Oof. Hang on. I'm trying to do math. I'm not doing a good job. Okay. Yeah, I had to do a lot of math there. Ouch. Whew. That crab's not happy. Traylon, what are you
The
doing?
concentration spell, so for each turn up to a minute, as long as I maintain my concentration, I don't do anything else, it's automatically an additional d12 lightning damage.
Plus 12, so 24 plus 12?
No, for each subsequent turn, because it's a concentration. It's an automatic that I can do to him.
All right. All right. Ooh.
I'm just gonna start a bonfire with Krabistana.
Okay. He's already got salt on him, so
Yeah, I'm just gonna cook him. So that is 2d8. Oh, it's 2d8 plus something. Where is it?
Charlene, I have a small cast of dried figs as well too.
Oh wow, that was a crappy roll. It's only 4 fire damage this turn for him.
Okay, that still hurts.
Yep.
Still fire.
Oh, too bad I don't have magic stone. I could turn the dried figs into magic stones.
You do have coconuts nearby. You use that to cook. All right. So, Argrax, since you're the one that did the harder attack, I'm going to have this one going for you. He's going to take his big snap. Oh, he means business out. He's going to take his right claw, come at you. Snap. I would like you to make just a dexterity roll for me, please. Then I'm also going to roll.
That's going to be 13.
Just want you guys to know I got the first one of the game.
Mm.
I'm so sorry. All right, so that is going to be this one. So it's 4. I'm going to give you 4. Well, it says bludgeoning, but it's going to be snap damage. Snap.
So 4 damage, you say?
4 damage to you from the King Coconut Crab. He got his snap. He told you he was going to do it.
Well,
That was only 4.
Hellish Rebuke.
21?
Yeah, it was. It sure was. I know. And I had a +1 on here too, and that's how bad.
Wait, was your roll of damage a 4?
My roll of damage totaled 4.
So that's 8 actually.
Oh, that's right, because
21.
it's double with the you should have just not said anything. You're like the kid that raises his hand. It's like, we had homework.
Oh, well, it's fine. I'm about to Hellish Rebuke his crusty
That's
butt
right. I forgot.
with 5d10
Oh, well.
because that's my reaction.
Also, thank you for being
He
honest.
needs to make a dex save.
Okay. 16?
Oh no, this roll is a 16. Unless someone's got a -5 they want to drop to cause this crab to fail.
Snap, snap. Oh, Evelyn. All right.
There we
That's
go. It
11.
now
Thank you,
failed,
Evelyn.
so it's going to take max damage, which
Okay.
is going to be. Ooh, nice. So let's see. That's a 6, a 3, a 7, a 6, a 6 for 28
Ow.
fire damage.
Ow.
Oh,
Evelyn, just
your rebuke is fire now?
Hellish Rebuke's always fire.
Oh, is it always fire? I thought it was necrotic. For some
No,
reason.
you're thinking of other. I think
Evelyn,
you're thinking of
just,
like Toll the Dead.
just wait, because if you're joining us in January, like you say you're going to, I'm still the DM, so I'll remember this. So you know.
So yeah, there's a whole another bunch of damage. Of course, now that means that's going to break my concentration. So on my turn, I'll have to do a new spell.
You get a concentration check. Did you do that?
For when? Well, and if you cast a spell, that'll break concentration.
I was reading something. I missed that last one. Sorry.
It's only if you cast another concentration spell.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So now I just need to. So when my
Yeah,
turn
if you
comes
take
around,
damage, you just need to pass a DC 10 Constitution save.
All right. Well, I'm guessing it's probably my turn again since Useless ain't doing nothing behind us.
Crab.
I went, Traylon
you-
went,
you-
Crab went.
You react. That was your
That was my reaction.
reaction. So it
Crab.
is your turn. Yep.
Yep.
Snap, snap.
All right, so I just need to do a concentration check, which is
Constitution, DC 10. Really easy check.
not if you roll a 3 with +2 for a 5. So I guess I'll just have to do a new spell. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, I've already cast my 2 spells. But I got cantrips up the wazoo. So let me see. Which do I want to do? No, I don't want to do that. What do I got that's big on damage?
Or you could just listen to the crab. He says you're not allowed to go through. You could just leave.
Oh, hey. How long does it take you to get Beverly?
Well, I can't cast her without losing the bonfire, but I don't want to blow my last level 4 spell. I don't think we need Beverly for this crab.
Toll the Dead. Another save check for crab. Wisdom.
Okay. 7.
Yep, that's
Which
not a
is very
16.
good for that crab, but still very bad in general.
I was gonna say it's probably got like a -3 wisdom check.
Yeah, it's bad. He's running around going snap, snap out loud. He's not. That wasn't the sound of him snapping his claws. I just hope everyone understood that was him saying the words snap, snap.
All right, so then I need. Where's my? Toll the Dead. It's already taken damage points because I'm the one that's been creating all sorts of damage to it. It's going to be D12. So 2D12.
Ooh.
There's my D12. Roll for only 3 necrotic.
Okay. Not quite. All right. We are back to Traylon.
Okay, so I assume it's not moved out of the bonfire.
It's no.
Okay, so it takes 8 fire damage from that.
Ow!
And I guess I'll hit it with a guiding bolt because I get 3 of those free every rest.
Okay.
So I gotta actually target it first. Maybe I should do that. 15 to hit the big giant crab. +1 because it's bigger than me. 16.
You got it. Okay. Yep. That was close.
All right, 18 radiant damage.
Ow! Whew. All right. That crab is very angry. And sensing that it has just been burned, it's sort of like, oh, maybe not. And it's going to come forward at you, Traylon. And it's going to go for a big old snap.
So is it passing by me?
It is passing by you.
Opportunity?
You can. You sure can. So hang on. Let me, Traylon, I'm going to take a snap at you. And that's going to be, I would like you to do a dexterity check for me just to see if you can get out of the way of the snap.
Big giant claw. Let me find my dex. There it is. Oh, only a 12 on that.
Okay, sorry about that. Yep, so it is going to go snap right on you. And that's going to be 6. That is going to be 6 snap damage.
6 snap damage. All right. 6
and then,
on the wound.
Definitely an attack of opportunity there because I did have to pass you to get out of that fire.
Let's see.
Oh, and you have advantage because of my guiding bolt.
Sweet. Let's see. All right. I guess I don't work. All right. Let's see. What do I have for the weapon? I got what do I have for melee weapons? We've got the trident.
Ooh. Very fitting to stab a crab.
And we're going to take that advantage roll, which is definitely going to pass because it's going to be 18 with advantage. And that's going to... Which one is this? That's... Six piercing.
Ouch. Ooh. This crab is
I'm trying to stick a fork in him because he's done.
Yeah. This crab's getting angry, man. It's not looking hot, but it's,
Well, yeah, it just, it got out of the fire, so it's definitely, cooling down a little bit.
All right. So we are back. That was an opportunity. So we are actually back to you, Argrax. There you go.
Oh, man.
Because we didn't do initiative. We didn't need to. Let's just do you guys.
Let's see. Which is we gonna do this time? All right. You know what? We're gonna Eldritch Blast this fool.
Always.
So,
blast.
Let's see. I got, 2 beams right now still? Yep. 2 beams. So the first beam will hit with a 25. Second beam will be hitting on a dirty 21.
Whoa.
I mean, I got +8 to hit with magic.
Oh, we might be now might be crab bisque time. Let's see. Oh
So,
boy.
so let's see. So first beam is gonna do 8 damage plus 5 because of my feature for Eldritch Blast. So
Okay.
that's 13, and then bolt number 2 will be doing 7 plus 5 for 12.
So while you were saying that, I was just thinking it would be really funny if you're like gearing up your Eldritch Blast and Traylon just brings more water over and floats him away. Like I was gonna hit him. What are you doing?
I mean,
But no.
don't
That
don't think that I wasn't thinking of tossing a coconut over my shoulder to Traylon while I was talking to the crab, but that's another big spell slot for him to burn.
okay.
I was thinking
But
of trying to see if he would, pick up on and just whisk him
Yeah.
away while I was talking to him. It would have been hilarious.
It would have been hilarious, but in
So that's
fact, this worked just as
25
well.
damage overall.
Yeah, no, you absolutely have KO'd that crab. It falls to the ground in a big red heap.
Oh, and that's force damage, so the shell's cracked.
Oh, there you go. That's
and I loot the body.
There is plenty of meat. It's huge. It's 12 feet tall. You can get whatever you want off of them. Oh,
I
boy.
take everything and it goes into the bag of holding I have.
Perfect. All right. Crab jerky. Yep. This was a very, very big creature. It had been pretty much blocking your way. It's only about a 9-foot door, and then on the other side, he was really blocking your pathway in and your, view inside. But as you sort of peer over top of the body of that crab, that drawbridge creaking under your feet as you sort of maneuver your way around this crab, the natural gap in the stone cliffs, it's very cool. It's providing you shade, and as you sort of keep gazing onward, you see quite a surprise on the other side. Yeah, your gaze falls upon what only can be described as a ghost town, at least from what you can see it. And I think now is a perfect time for some confessions. Woo.
Well, that was interesting. I don't think that was quite the way we needed to go about getting that drawbridge open, but I think it was pretty effective. Of course, as a bonus, we get to have lots of crab meat for probably a very long time.
And it's salted.
And it's salted. And fried a little bit. Yeah.
I told the crab I didn't want to hurt him. Does the crab listen? No. Just like the Sigrid listen? No. I gave him the opportunity. You got to let us pass, but nope. So we'll just chalk that up to more creatures, things, people getting in my way and learning the whole fuck around and find that lesson.
That is for sure. And hey, that was our one PG-13 F-bomb, courtesy of Argrax. I'm cool with it. Whatever. We get one. All right. So, of course, it is commercial break time as usual. I got some really good stuff today. I'm very excited. Hang on, let me get this out of here. We are brought to you, of course, by a bunch of different sponsors. Some amazing ones like Mabs Mobile Mercantile. Whirlwind of whimsical merch awaits you at Mabs Mobile Mercantile, where you can, oh no, there it is, where you can find stickers, magnets, mugs, and more with incredible and hilarious imagery made by our very own Mab Just Mab. Be sure to drop by the shop at mabsmobilemercantile.com. We also have Destination D&D. That's right. You can travel to the UK with Pelo Garbanzo and friends to play D&D inside a real-life castle. I just joined them on their Scotland and England tour of 2023. It was a complete freaking blast. I loved every second of it. It was so much fun. We played D&D in a castle, actually several castles. I can't even describe how much fun this was. If you guys are looking for an awesome vacation with some wonderful people, this is a great opportunity to get some history in, see some sights, drink some awesome beverages of the adult variety, and enjoy D&D in some of the coolest settings in the whole wide world. This one is at Muncaster Castle, which I personally hope to get to one day. Visit rentadventures.com for more details. We also are brought to you by Whimsy Grotto. That's art, jewelry, and more. This is our very own Kitty Chaos. She runs this little shop. It is the cutest, most whimsical merch. My personal favorite so far on her shop has been these little reptile earrings. They were like little frogs. Oh my God, they were so cute. So amazing. Visit whimsygrotto.com for more. We also have, hang on, where is the graphic for this one? Little Empires, tabletop gaming supplies. Longtime beloved sponsor, Little Empires has lots of fantastic options for all your TTRPG needs. Visit them on Etsy to see all of the amazing things that they have. There's also a little QR code if you want to take a moment and scan that very quickly. I'm going to keep talking so you have a chance to take a look at it. We also have, last chance, all right, our very own new dice on our merch shop. That is at nat21adventures.com. We have some green ones. We also have the purple ones. If you have not gotten these yet, they are so much fun to roll and play with because they have the white paint on them versus the black paint that the other ones that you currently were able to purchase. Just a reminder, we still do have our t-shirts available, and that discount code on Patreon still works for those of you who are on Patreon. And I have something very special to share with you. Let me get back to this one. So in I clicked the wrong thing. In 2024, we have a new Patreon exclusive adventure called The Underworld. It is a brand new campaign. It is all totally new adventure, totally new part of Urt that we will be visiting, and it is exclusive to our top tier Patreon supporters. And I'm just so excited for this. I'm going to play us a little clip because I can. Isn't that so cool? I'm so excited for this. You guys don't want to miss this. If you are interested in joining our Patreon, or if you are currently a member of our Patreon and you would like to jump up a tier or two so that you can be part of the game, all that information is over on Patreon. We would love to have you. And feel free to jump into our games at any point during the year. If for some reason it's like April, May, June, you want to join the fun, we'll always have room for you. Just let us know. Speaking of, we cannot bring the nonsense every single week, or pretty much every single day on this channel without all of you wonderful folks. So it is thanks to your support and viewership that we can bring you swashbuckling and crab-filled, oh, that sounds terrible, campaigns like these just about every day of the week. So
it's an empty cup now.
It's true. To each and every one of you, we say huzzah.
Huzzah.
All right. So let us get back to... Oh, there's new people. Hello. Everybody's joining us. This is fantastic. Let us get back to our little ghost town. So I'm going to describe this just a little bit better for you so you get a better feel for what you're looking at here. So it is a neat row of decaying pastel buildings. They're brown in this picture. Just imagine they're sort of like a coastal tropical pastel color. They line this dusty road, and far in the distance, you can see what looks to be a town square. Very far off, you can still kind of see a frayed hangman's noose, frayed, gently swaying atop a broad wooden platform. There's some, so barrels, some boats. There's an empty pens with collapsed gates on rusty hinges. They insist that once this place held animals, some kind of industry. Now everything is weathered, it's choked, and then where those buildings look nice and clean, there are lots of just jungle vines and greenery. A few little monkeys shooting back and forth across those rooftops up there. It is completely, from what it seems to you, abandoned. There are ghost crabs. There are now. Oh my gosh. You have a kitten.
Yes. He doesn't come in here too often.
Oh my gosh, it's a little house panther.
All right, I guess we'll walk forward and explore this little ghost town. It's kind of a creepy place. Looks like an old pirate village or something.
All right. It's up to you. You can go left or right. They both lead to the town square. Each row has looks to be about 5 buildings leading up to that square. Get out of here.
Let's
Wait
say
your turn.
perhaps we just do a quick little hour and a half, 2-hour lunch break.
You certainly can. From what you can see,
We do have some nice crab that's freshly salted, steamed, fried. Little hint of saffron. Also, that will at least allow me to get a full reset.
I could use a short rest.
While
Because
you are
light activity for myself, as I need at least 2 hours, and I can get myself fixed completely back to normal warlock aspect of the moon. It's amazing. I love it. Light activity, I gain the benefits of a rest.
nice.
Well, that's nice.
While you are having your little lunch break, Sigrid and Decius, who have been behind, going, I mean, I'm traumatized. I don't know about you. They have come to join you for lunch. And Sigrid has a strange look on her face. Not anything in particular. Instead of being her usual cranky self, or being, ready and active, she's just got this sort of weird. Decius is just going off on describing how the fishing industry in his village works and how they make crab nets, and his crab nets are the best crab nets, and they catch lots of crabs. And he's, as usual, no crab for useless. She didn't help. No, she didn't help, not at all. But remember, she almost died by a turtle. So, I mean, while you were eating, nothing in particular is happening.
What's your excuse every other episode of this campaign?
I don't have to talk to you.
No, but
She
you
takes
have
her
to
crab.
listen to what I say.
Just eating her crab.
Remember who's provided that crab for you. I squint my eyes a little bit at her. Raise the lip to show my teeth, nice little dragon jaw.
It's true. She doesn't quite respond. It's more there's something going on. She's trying to be her normal, like crabby self. No pun intended. But it's sort of there's something off, just so you're aware. Nothing really happens while you're sitting there. As you're eating, other than the wildlife that's sort of just existing around you, you don't hear anything, you don't see anything.
Well, once I've taken a short rest and he's still resting, I'm going to go peer in some of these buildings, see if there's anything interesting to see if any doors are unlocked.
Are you going left or right first?
Yes.
I'll take the first building to the left and then mosey to the right. Stay closer to the party if I can while I'm
okay.
moseying.
So you're just sort of going to take a peek at these those first two. Okay, perfect. So the first building on your left, you come up to. Now these things are weathered. They're totally dilapidated, but they don't appear. The weathering and dilapidation has come from the wildlife that's sort of growing around it and the algae that's sort of growing on top of it. The sign is perfectly intact. It's just a little hard to read because of all the grime. The sign on that one, it says the Inn of the Crabby Crocodile. Yes, I did that on purpose. It looks to be some kind of inn, and actually what you notice is the building next door. It's not quite connected, but there are two doors right next to each other in the alleyway, tiny alleyway. They're definitely buildings, I'll say, and that's the Crabby Crocodile. It seems to be some kind of tavern.
Are there any spirits left in the store?
Yeah, I was going to say, beer doesn't keep well, but
on the
spirits
side.
keep very well.
Saw the crowd. Where's the crowd? Hey, hang on. If you go inside,
I don't know. You must be on the hook for something.
that was good. Snap. Actually, I am going to take a tangent for a second. Snap came from the crocodile. You're all on the same. You're with me on this one. If you've never seen the play that goes wrong, it's Peter Pan Goes Wrong. Is like their second play, and the guy who plays the crocodile, he like rolls around on a skateboard, like dressed in like a crocodile onesie, and he's not very good at being a crocodile, so he goes snap every time he goes. So yes, it came from the that's why I did that. Anyway, thank you for calling me out on that one. All right, if you go into the tavern, you see that it's got a lot of tables and chairs and booths, and it looked to have been at one point very nicely built. Of course, it's all weathered. Behind the bar, there is a lot of alcohol, mostly rum, a lot of mead as well. That's like the second most popular thing. There's some bottles of wine. I don't know if you want to grab those. It's been a very long time, it seems, since people have been in here, but there are plenty of bottles of spirits for you to grab.
Yeah, spirits are highly flammable and also yummy. Can pop a couple of bottles into the old satchel.
Okay. If you would like to keep looking around the tavern, it is just one floor. There is a big fireplace. There's an area that looked like maybe people have been playing music on it at some point, or some kind of little mini stage. But as you were looking around, I will just let you know, you really don't see anything of note. Oh, so many bottles.
Yep. Yeah, I come out of the first building looking a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Place a couple over near Argrax and wander over to another building.
All right, so that would be the inn. The inn, it's sort of attached, it's sort of not attached. That does have two floors to it.
Does the place look like it's been abandoned on purpose, or just like a up and go type of situation?
Roll a perception for me, please. Great question.
Yikes. For me, it's a 9.
Okay.
Oh, for me, it's a 7.
Okay, so with a 9, I can tell you that you do not see any obvious signs of damage to any of the buildings, from like a cannonball or being burned, or like papers haphazardly thrown in some kind of pillaging incident. Nothing very obvious is standing out to you. There's no bullet holes through the wall, or like spears jammed through the windows. Inside of the inn, since you did roll a perception, I will mention that it does have 2 floors to it, other than just some bedrooms with really musty, old, falling apart, weather-worn linens. You really don't find anything of note.
Darn. Off to loot the next building. I mean,
right.
Investigate.
So you said the first 2 on this side, so we're going to do the first 2 on your right. Congratulations, you have found the brothel. Yes, greeted into greeted into your little town with a tavern and a brothel. Left or right, pick your poison. So this one is called, the sign reads The Three-Legged Halfling.
I
And
think
it is
Gordy would
also
approve.
Yeah, I know. This one also has 2 floors for you to investigate if you'd like.
Yep, I'll go poke around.
All right,
Yep.
roll an investigation for me, please, since you are poking around at the three-legged halfling. There's a joke in there. I'm not going to tell it.
Yeah, that's not good. 6.
Well,
He's so cute.
hey, 20.
Okay. Traylon, you notice that there are paintings of very pretty ladies on the walls, and upstairs, a lot of the rooms have some very expensive looking fabrics, or at least they once were. Now they're very destroyed, sort of hanging. It was definitely made to be a nice place. Well, nice in the sense that someone put love into putting this place together, I guess is the way I would phrase that. With your role, Argrax, you are kind of peeking behind the counter, like the front area of the lobby, that little table that's up at the front. You go up into the rooms, and in one of the rooms, you open a side table drawer, and you find a lock of red hair tied with a scrap of blue fabric. And it is wrapped in a piece of paper loosely. The paper is pretty much crumbled at this point, but you do see the letters SJ written on it as though it was addressed to somebody or given to somebody.
Does the hair match the other hair?
What other hair?
Then I also have a lock of hair from another thing.
Yes, you do. It does. It is the same color.
Okay, whoever that person was that I forgot the name at the moment was here as well, or something of them has passed through. Maybe they ran the place.
All right.
Anything else discernible on the paper?
No. It looks like that probably was the only thing written on it. And as for the brothel, that's really all of note that you could find that would be not out of place, but interesting to find. Everything else seems to look like, yeah, this people were here doing stuff. At least they were supposed to be. You moving on to, you want 2 buildings over here, 2 buildings over there?
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So the next building over from that one is the blacksmith. It's got this very nice sign hanging over the front door that's called the Smelt It Dealt It, SMELT. I know it's really bad. I had way too much fun with these. It's not a big shop, sort of open front. Look at the kitty. We just have an influx of kitties in this one. I love it. You guys want to investigate this one? See how you do, see what you find?
Yes, definitely poke around.
Whatever there is to find, I can find it.
Okay, that's good, because this one's got, as you are looking around, see, yes, we got 221. Yes.
Yeah, that's why I said whatever there is to find, I find it.
All right, good. This one's fine. You find some swords, you find some spears, you find some tools, things that are getting work done, things that definitely, there's a lot of raw material too. Like a whole
good
lot.
Materials.
For sure. It's definitely all metal that even if you don't use it for something, you can definitely sell it or trade it for something.
Looted.
Good. More raw materials than seems necessary for a town that size, since you've got such a high roll. I'm just telling you all of these things. As you're poking around, you also find something that you're not used to seeing at a blacksmith shop, lengths of metal pipe, just various pipes, some of them bent, like purposefully bent at an angle. And again, since you rolled so high, I will mention that they look a lot like the ones you found in that beached ship from that turtle island. Dragon, turtle, turtle, dragon.
That's the one that had the contraption of. What's the is it?
Yep.
So it looks like that ship had components that were fabricated here.
It's all Greek to me. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it is. That's about all you find in there. It's not a big shop. It's a blacksmith shop. It's open front. Not very large. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 more very distinct buildings. 3 on one side, 2 on the other. And then just some places that look like maybe they once were like very small residences, like little huts people lived in between really nothing. If you want to take a look at those, you certainly can. Again, these are, let me put this up again. They are leading you into that town square right back there.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on at the moment, so we might as well rummage.
All right. So I'm just going to keep you going down the right path here. What's on the right? Next to blacksmith. Yeah. You have a bakery. There is a nice sign hanging over that, shaped like a little loaf of bread, still to this day, even though it's hanging on rusty hinges. It is called Born and Bread. B-R-E-A-D. I'm not sorry.
I don't think an 8 will tell me a whole lot about that building.
Not really.
I apparently think with my stomach. I get a 19 to investigate the bakery.
Yeah. All right. So when you're looking through, I will tell you, Traylon, you do notice something interesting. The tavern had a lot of bottles of liquor, right? Like a lot. You would think that an active tavern would, be half empty, half full, right? The blacksmith, you had a lot of raw material. Even though you had some stuff made, there's a lot of raw material in there. The same thing is true in this bakery. You see evidence that the oven has been used. What probably once held a loaf of bread was sitting on a display case. Definitely not there anymore. But there's a lot of bags of flour. They're not quite full anymore. They've sort of disintegrated away, but you can tell they were stacked on top of each other. Lots of bags of flour, lots of materials, lots of bags of sugar that, of course, don't have sugar in them anymore. Basically a full storeroom.
So everybody left all the materials. And it was strangely overstocked to start with.
Yes. From what you can tell, because now you're seeing a pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about all you find.
Kind of what I'd think of finding in a hometown of a bunch of pirates that were very effective. Like they would just have a lot of stuff. And maybe a lot of it wouldn't get used a lot because they're always on the ship.
And then the coconut crabs came.
And then
snap. Yeah, maybe. All right, as you continue to move along, there is one more building on that side. It is a shipbuilder's workshop. And in fact, as you come up upon the sign, you hear Decius sort of gasp behind you, and he falls silent, which is very interesting because he's never quiet. On top of that building,
look at him.
Yeah, he's just on top of that building in a small metal plaque. It says Ravius and Sons.
All right, Decius, spill. Now's the time to talk.
You wanted me to talk? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I didn't know I had a shop on an island. We had our own island. I don't know. Is this the same Ravius? It's a very common name.
What do you know about Ravius? Tell us everything you know about Ravius.
About my dad. Okay, so
The
I love
Ravius you know.
I love to tell you about him. So he was a ship builder, and he established our island. All I've been doing is talking about my papa. Okay, I never shut up, but now I'm confused.
But I say it playfully, not in the cigarette tone.
Bad idea. He basically goes on to explain that he established this village. He had a couple of kids, Decius being the oldest, who took over the town. And every once in a while, very early, when he was a very, very small child, Ravius would go off with his friends and crewmates. They would go do whatever the heck it was they were doing, and he would always come back home. So he had no idea, so long far as he's saying, that there was any kind of shop with what's pretty much his name on it in a very strange place he's never been to before.
Maybe this is where he was before he went to your island.
It could be, but he didn't have no sons back then. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very confused, but I would love to go inside.
Was your father's name also his grandfather's name?
I have no idea. Never asked.
Well, let's go find out.
Okay, we go. We go inside. Okay,
we go inside.
Okay. His big horns are like getting through the door. Yeah,
Come on,
if anyone wants
just
to
get moving.
No, there's so many puns. This is the punniest episode we've ever had. All right. Yeah, if you guys want to take a peek around, you can roll. I could even roll for Decius looking around if you want me to. We'll see how you guys do.
20, 30.
Good.
I got a 17.
Okay. Both of you guys are going to get this information with the 20, that dirty 20 trail, and you're going to notice that as Decius is walking through, like, look at this place, wow, like he's just so confused and excited, and Sigrid's just getting this weird look on her face, even more so than before. She's like, whoa. But she's coming along, she's following along, she's being cranky as usual, but like, God, this weird look on her face. All right. What you find when you look around... Look? I'm sorry?
What type of weird look?
Apprehensive, maybe.
I'm going to also be trying to keep an eye on her for reactions.
Okay.
To sites, because now we're obviously starting to see things that are more and more tying together to our quest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, while she's looking around, she's just sort of like apprehensive, almost like, not afraid, but not excited. Bewildered, maybe. Bewildered and apprehensive. As you poke around, you do find another awl, that AWL, that tool, that matches the one that you had found in that one treasure chest very early on in our campaign. You also find a couple of barrels. Actually, you find a lot of barrels.
Well, I guess we're going to be doing some more barrel diving.
I'm just going to make it easy on you. These are not sealed very tightly shut. Just to get us through this a little bit quicker, you do see that inside of these barrels, they have that pine ash and sulfur in them that you had found before on that ship.
This is obviously the origin of that ship that was at the other island that cursed the waters of the turtle dragon.
Could be.
But there's nothing here. Lots and lots of supplies, as if there was lots of stuff happening here, but then poof. Everybody is no longer here, but yet all the supplies are still here. If they all departed of their own, obviously it was not forced off, there's no damage, then they would pack up supplies to take along with them, but it's almost as if for whatever reason there's no one to take the supplies away from here and are just left to rot and be forgotten.
It's like they all got together to go on their quest, left the crabs behind, told them they'd be back, and never came back.
Now there are
Almost
still
like
3
an
buildings.
episode of The Langoliers.
Good reference. There are 3 buildings on the opposite street if you'd like to go back over and check those out.
Yep, do that.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to run through this stuff because, that means there's more possibilities of, oh crap, I got to come up with stuff that they found in these buildings to give them now. We're looting as we go.
Got it all here. Although I could just put a bunch of monkeys in there flinging poo. I don't know why I didn't do that yet.
Bye-bye!
No. All right. You do come up to a tailor
last
shop
time
next.
we came across monkeys, we slapped the snot out of them.
You sure did. And we opened this campaign with fling and poo, and I don't regret a single moment of that. You come up to a tailor shop. It's titled Breeches and Hose, Hose. I had way too much fun. If you want to go take a peek around there, again, everything is weathered. Everything is totally abandoned.
Ooh, tailor shop. That means there might be maybe some decent materials that may have survived.
Maybe some needles, maybe some well-packed fabric.
So that'll be 17.
17, okay.
19.
Okay. As you're looking around, you find some, they're pretty rusty, but you can always fix that. You find some tailoring materials, needles, scissors, that kind of stuff.
As if I can't clean them up with acid. Black Dragon.
You also find enormous, it's not a big shop, but like floor to ceiling, there are these enormous bolts of canvas. Some of them are totally destroyed. A couple of them are decent quality. You think maybe by the time you unravel it to get to the center, those pieces might actually be okay. I think they're like maybe 10 feet tall. They're huge, huge bolts of canvas.
Sail canvas?
Roll an investigation for me. Take a peek at that canvas for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like animal handling.
Yeah, that's not good. That's only an 8.
Just do it. You know what? You just do it. Where is the banner? Where does it say? I think I have it. Oh no, it's in the other one. Hang on. Where is it? Yep.
Let's see if it's a 17 or above.
I got an 8.
You rolled an 8?
An 8.
That means it's 17 because it's animal handling.
Oh, I need an animal handling. Oh, that's right.
So
Yes.
it's 17.
Yes.
And just at this point, just do it. Just go for it.
It is.
All right. Okay. It is. It could be considered It could be used for sails, for sure, but it almost feels thicker, like tougher. It's definitely in the same, like you could definitely say it's sail canvas, but it's kind of unique. It's unlike any other kind you've really seen. Not quite a different color. It's not the texture's a little thicker, a little sturdier, a little more starchy, maybe just the touch. As you continue looking around, you also find.
Does it appear to just be naturally different?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be some kind of magic influence or
Okay.
made of any kind of magic or man-made material added to it. Maybe woven tighter and thicker, you know. What did we say the title of the episode was now?
Yes.
Yes. You also find a diagram laying on one of the workbenches.
I look at the diagram.
All right. You see that it is very clearly, even though you're not really an expert on shipbuilding of any kind, it looks like a diagram.
I've been studying the book.
That's true. That is true. You do have the book. It looks like a bellows, like the kind that, you know, little small bellows that you would like see in old movies where they would like stoke the fire by blowing air.
Mm-hmm.
This is a massive one of those. It shows how to attach canvas to wooden framework to make a giant bellows.
Like something that would be used to stoke some giant mechanical furnace for weaponry or whatever it was exactly that we saw. That
Or
I don't remember
make a
what it
ship
was anymore.
breathe fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what it is. Puns. Solving problems with ropes. Boy, taken out of context, that makes no sense. That is about it for this building. However, as you go to leave it, I will mention that Decius is going to just stay. He's like enamored, touching everything. And when you found that all, I will mention that he does recognize that is his father's all. That is 100%. He knows what it would look like. He even used the same paint color that he always used on stuff. Like it is his. And so he's just sort of going to sit there for a minute and just like enjoy this sort of trip down memory lane, even though he's never been there before. You know what I mean?
Noticing Decius' appearance and fascination, I pick it up and hand it to him.
He's just like, it's so good to see these again. He just sort of is like looking around.
There you
like
go, my
touching
friend. It is now yours.
Oh,
He would want you to have it.
guys, I'm getting the warm fuzzies from this episode. Yeah, Decius is one happy camper. He said, you go ahead. I'll catch up.
Yeah.
All right. The next building that you guys get to is what looks to be a barber surgeon's shop. The plaque on the wall says Jack the Clipper.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah, I mean it looks like a barber surgeon's. There's a big chair in the middle. Totally destroyed and dilapidated, but it's in the middle. It used to have some nice leather on it. Now it's sort of cracked and broken.
Yeah. It's a 10 for me going through.
Okay.
And it's a 10 for me going through.
I'm going to roll for Sigrid on this one. Sigrid got a 15, so I'm going to have her take a look with you. She's starting to get, that apprehensive look is starting to get a little, like, excited. I will mention our Grax. You were keeping an eye on her. She's getting more almost antsy. Like, almost like this can't be real. This can't be happening. Like, I can't believe what I'm looking at. All right. So, Argrax, you were looking around. You see some tools. You see, like, a wash basin. Traylon, you're going to start going through some drawers. You don't tend to find anything, but Sigrid goes to open one of the drawers and notices it like made a knocking sound when she pulled on it. As she opened it, there was like an extra little knock to it. She's going to mention this to you guys.
What you got?
Yeah, this drawer, there's something wrong with it. There's nothing in it. It feels heavy. Pull on it.
Can you pull it all the way out?
Like that? Oh, look, it's got a false bottom. Interesting. You want to take a look?
Well done, Sigrid.
Yeah, I can do it sometimes. You look at it then. Here it go.
I wish it sometimes was all the time, but
All right.
take a draw and look at it.
As you sort of poke around, you do notice that there's definitely the bottom of it is hollow. It moves. You don't quite see. Roll an investigation for me on this one, specifically for the drawer. We're gonna get it. I believe in you.
17.
16.
Okay. All right. You both are able to sort of together pry open that bottom section. It's just sort of a little space
Almost as
around
if I
the
take
edges.
a claw and just go.
Yep. And a black leather journal falls out.
Read the journal.
All right. On the front of the journal, it says that it belongs to Dr. Jack Olaf Bjorn. I guess it's Jack the Clipper. And it has a record of all his patients in it. It's got information on some teeth that he pulled, a couple lances that got boiled, all kinds of gross stuff belonging to each of his patients. But toward the back of the journal, you see a note that reads, "Condition worsens each day. The poor man's mind grows weak as his empire grows strong. We'll give more sedatives to IH for covert administration, but it will not quell the madness for much longer, I'm afraid."
That's Ivar.
Could be. Those are his initials.
Went mad. He's the one who we'd learn was causing all the ruckus that we've been learning, right?
What ruckus?
Like with
the mutiny, killing Jarl.
all the other weird stuffs.
You know for a fact that you know from Little Sibby and the other two ghosts. Remember those Skella ghosts that you came upon?
Yeah, that's where we learned where we found Sammy.
Yeah, absolutely. The three of them did see Ivar kill Jarl Hawk on that dinghy during the Great Mutiny.
The point where he was killed, that was at the point where they were at that island before they got further in, or we have no idea about that.
They were on Jarl Island, the very first place that you visited once you went on your journey. You actually chased Sigrid there.
Yeah. But where we're at right now is...
It's an unnamed island. You have no information on it other than that map.
I do a quick scan through the book, just looking at names to see if there are any other origin names in that book, or if all of the names, like, we don't see like Jarl or anyone else that's had died before this island.
Of the patients, you see a lot of initials. You don't see any names in particular. Some initials are hang on, let me make sure I'm saying the right initials here. Yeah, you got BC, you've got OF, you've got one that says the twins. But you don't see any names, just like that one is written IH.
So then it would appear that this island is a aftermath after that initial murder. Based since I don't see anything that signifies him having had to have seen the doc for anything.
Can you rephrase the question? Who's him?
Jarl Hawk, right? The guy who was murdered.
You don't see his name written anywhere. No, you are correct.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read the note one more time? Would that be helpful? Or do you want me to just keep going on?
Yeah, let's get it one more time, just because there's
okay.
We've had so many names for stuff, and there's so many.
I know I'm giving you way too much. I gotcha. This is like House of the Dragon. Every episode, you got 10 more people to remember. I gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna read this for everybody, like following along at home. I don't want anyone I don't want anybody getting confused here. So, all right. The note inside of the journal. Now, this is written in the back. There's a lot of pages separating the other notes from this one. And it does look like, remember, this is a very weathered old book, just like everything else. There's a lot of stuff missing. Some of the pages have disintegrated. So you could be missing a lot of information here. But the one piece of paper you can absolutely read. There is no name or initial at the top of the page, but it says, condition worsens each day. The poor man's mind grows weak as his empire grows strong. We'll give more sedatives to IH for covert administration, but it will not quell the madness for much longer, I'm afraid.
Okay. You said there was an initial that was an A?
One of them that you could see at the top of each page sort of has, some of them you can read initials on. There was a BC. There was an OF. And there was the twins.
Okay.
And those are just, one of them is a tooth that got pulled. One of them was Lance's, Boyle's lanced. Sorry, I said that backwards, didn't I? I had a tongue tie right there. Boyle's lanced. And the twins each broke a finger. They wouldn't tell which one was which.
Okay. Moving on, I guess.
Yeah, sure. You have one more building on that left side right before you enter that town square. And it is, for all intents and purposes, for what we're trying to imagine here, it is a stave church. You know, like those churches with the grass roofs, those wooden buildings. They're not big. This is a temple. This is very much a Sordic temple of the Sorcelans, a Viking temple. And it's the Temple of the Tree of Life is what it says on the front.
Wow, how a very original name.
I know. As you walk in, you see that the center of the room, instead of a beam holding up the roof, it is an enormous tree, and it has been carved to look like the Sordic Tree of Life. Just like classic designs on it that you would see in other temples across the Sorcelands. You also see that there is an altar at the front. And feel free to investigate. It's not a very big temple.
I only got a 4 investigating. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I feel that this is more of a sacred place and shouldn't be disturbed.
Fair point. And as a druid, that big tree in the middle, you're just like, whoa, It's not my thing. I'm not messing with it.
I think I also had a 4.
Okay. I will tell you that it looks very much like I said, like every other temple that you would have been familiar with in the Sorcelands, even though you're not native to the place. You pass them in every village. This one is slightly unique in that that altar at the front is covered in a blue cloth. Not quite the traditional colors that would be used, but hey, it looks nice. Or at least it once did. It is completely in shambles now.
Well, since there are often relics in the church, I'll at least detect magic and see if I sense anything.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Let me think of what type. Hang on. Let me make sure I have this right. Right up at the front of that altar, you're getting a feeling that if not
He's got
anymore.
feeling.
All right, I'm just trying to remember what school of magic it would be. You are definitely getting something from the very front, and it would be hang on, let me make sure I'm getting this right. Necromancy. I was making sure I was correct on that one. Or would it be enchantment? Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm going to say enchantment and not necromancy. Let's say enchantment. But it has a very dark feeling to it. I think that suits it a little bit better. At the front, you do feel that there was... Investigate the altar for me. Just see. Just in case. I want you to find this one.
Give it I mean, there's something there. I know there's something there. So now I just have to really dig in.
A dark enchantment, not quite necromancy. It does fit enchantment a little better.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of items on the altar? Meaning
on the altar, no. Just the traditional things that you would see again in a stave church. There's the big goblet that would be used in like ceremony.
I'm just asking. There's a couple of items that are in the vicinity of where this aura is being traced.
Yes, either on or around or inside or behind that altar somewhere.
I got
but again, you have
Traylon,
that.
find me what to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 14 on investigate, but I can kind of point him in the direction of where the sense is.
Yeah.
I can narrow it down really close.
So you're feeling it sort of on top of the altar. There's like a small knife. There's a cup. There's a couple of small like little coins and relics and stuff that you would see in literally any temple. If the Sordic people do very specific ceremonies to their gods. Behind the altar, there is something. For sure.
Altar moved.
All right.
I altered its position.
It's you. Oh my God, there's so many puns. This is getting good. You guys are not going to make it to part 3. This is great. Great part. There are a collection of small bones.
And the bones are what are glowing?
Mm-hmm.
They're like divining bones? Or maybe sacrifice bones? Or
they look more like something sacrificial, which is where I'm sorry I didn't clarify that for you earlier. I should have written it down. It's not quite necromancy, but
all right. Let me use my fancy...
Are there all different types of bone? Are they just random bones, or does it appear that there's like a whole skeleton of sorts?
There is not a whole put together skeleton. There are a pile of bones. They all seem to be vaguely the same. They're not all the same size, but there's not like a huge like deer antler and then like a little mouse skeleton. You know what I mean?
Are they humanoid or animal?
You can't quite tell. They're very small to be an adult human. They could be a halfling. They could be an animal.
With a nature check of 24, what would I know about them?
It's a goat.
It's a goat. Okay.
It's a goat.
This makes historical sense.
The priestess. And the weeping lady.
Sure does.
Which has to deal with malice, which is a word that has connotations to this type of activities.
Mm-hmm.
The old priestess. Let's see here.
Oh man, this couldn't have been more perfect. So excited.
Identify.
Okay. You're casting identify on. Hang on. One second. I just want to make sure I get this right. Okay. You are going to have a slightly hard time because, and I will give you this information. We're nearing the end of our episode here, but what I will tell you is that they are no longer being used with that spell. Like that spell, whatever was on them is no longer in use. In fact, it has been an awfully long time since whatever was on them has been in use. What you do know is that they were once used for enchantment. And my question is, using Identify, is there a time limit? Is it only on spells that are currently active? Or is it like anything? Because I want to make sure I'm giving you the right thing here.
Okay, so if it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay, so all right, so I am correct in saying that currently it was not, the bones themselves were not created by a spell. At one time, it was a magic imbued items. It no longer contains any properties. It just maintains the magic that was once around it. And then it does not require anything to use at this point. There's no charges in it whatsoever. It is just, it was once used. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing on it now. It's not useful now. But so whatever it was powerful. What I will let you do is to make sure that I don't not give you information that you deserve to have. I'm going to have you, if you choose to, as your character, take one of the bones with you and then do a further investigation between now and the next game, because I don't want to not give you that information if you need it. But I also, because there's no spell on it currently,
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. Because I want to check that. I want to make sure I'm not giving you the wrong thing here. Or giving you too much information. Ha ha ha. All right. As you guys are doing this, you see that sort of look of excitement, that bewilderment and apprehension turning to like almost a manic energy. Sigrid is looking around. She's like on top of these things going like, oh my gosh. Yeah, like wait, yeah. And she's about to say something to you guys, which is pretty out of character for her, when suddenly you hear someone's voice outside the temple door. And it does not sound like Decius. Which makes it the perfect time for some confessions. Oh, yeah.
Clues to clues to clues. This is a puzzle I need to solve. Wait, who's that?
Yeah, pretty much.
We've gone all this time, and now it almost seems that Sigrid is finally being helpful. She can't do nothing for all of our battles encounters. No, we almost gets herself killed on a ship. I mean, fool. But mayhaps she can redeem herself at the end by helping fill in the gaps. If I can just get her to talk.
All right. So, my friends, we have reached the end of this particular episode, but this has been an exciting one. And Argrax, I'm going to double check information for you on those bones. I will make sure they are available to you and to our lovely viewers before this next episode. Anything I may have left out or that you need. But in the meantime, folks, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an absolute blast. Please tune into the next episode because, like I was saying to these guys earlier, I've waited 11 months for this very exciting visit to this very island, and it's only going to get, I'm going to say slightly more confusing, but boy, does it pay off. At least I think so. So, this has been part 9. What was that?
It better.
I know, there's a lot. I promise you.
Or I'm about to trigger you.
We would like to remind you guys, of course, you know this, but we have shows Monday through Friday every week here on this channel. So be sure to check out all of our very exciting, I'm going to say nonsense because that's what it is. We got Modern Monday with Lady Prudence at 8 p.m. every Monday. On Tuesday nights, we usually have Curse of the Feywild, but because there is some issue trying to get live streams going with literally all of the players, I think, in this campaign are down in Louisiana right now. They do have something brewing for us. I got some wacky photos from those guys today with whatever it is they're filming. I don't know what to expect. They look like they're having a great time. So, keep tuning in. We're going to have something for you. I'll make sure that information is available to you on all of our social medias as soon as I get something that isn't a wacky photo. Wednesdays at 12:30, we have our crafting show. That's our Creating with the Crew with Kami and Joshi. They're fantastic. And 9 p.m., it's always hit or miss whether we're having Gothic Horror. Please always check on our Instagram and Facebooks, also our Discord. I will make sure that I update you with whether or not those games are happening. They do have a very adorable little infant. It's okay if they don't do every single show. And Thursdays at 10 a.m., it's either Flash Phantasmagoria Stories or usually it is Songs with Shakespeare right now because, again, tiny baby. Totally understand. And we will be back again with this particular show. We are going to be doing part 10 on December 1st. It's coming up quickly. I can't wait. Oh my gosh. But until then, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving and get a little rest in this very, very challenging holiday season. Take a breather, take a moment, eat some crab meat, and come back and see us on December 1st. But until then, when life gives you crabs, you
cast Eldritch Blast.
You cast an Eldritch Blast. Have a good night, everybody. Oh no, where's my outro? Oh no, where's my outro? Oh no, where's my... I'm just gonna get off live. Bye, everybody.